True Longinus. The true Longinus, also known as the Holy Spear of the Setting Sun, the Spear of Destiny and the Spear/Lance of Longinus, is the first and most powerful Longinus and the same spear which Saint Longinus used to stab Jesus Christ. It is wielded by Cao Cao, the leader of the hero faction. The true Longinus is one of the holy relics known as the Holy Lance alongside the Incinerate Anthem, Holy Cross, Sephiroth Graal, Holy Grail, Alpheka Tyrant, Holy Nail, and the Shroud of Turin, and considered to be top class among them. It is the spear that was said to have pierced the side of Christ as he lay on the cross, wielded by a centurion named Longinus, according to legend, who gave the weapon his name. The spear is one of the holiest objects in existence, having been blessed by the blood of Christ and making it an extremely powerful and effective weapon against devils and beings related to darkness. One of the original 13 Longinus created by the God of the Bible, True Longinus is considered to be one of the biggest bugs in the sacred gear system, having world-class powers that could destroy the world when used in the wrong hands. The True Longinus is a sacred gear that was known as the first and original Longinus and gave its name to all sacred gears capable of slaying gods, which became known the Longinus sacred gears. Even among the original and current Longinus, it is considered to be the strongest. It was wielded by Cao Cao until Volume 12 and Indra confiscated it and sent Cao Cao to the realm of the dead before escaping with it. By the end of Volume 16, Indra returned the True Longinus to Cao Cao after he came back from the realm of the dead. Appearance. The True Longinus is an ornate spear with a dark blue rod, and is more extensive than regular spears. It features golden metal decorations, in the shapes of arrow tips, that spiral around in a double helix pattern. The decorations finish at the top of the rod of the spear, which features a white circle, which is completely empty, and has a cross that fills in the circle, but not completely. There is a small silver stump which features 4 protrusions, 2 on the left and the other 2 on the right. The tip of the spear is silver, and similar to the rod of the spear is longer than other types of spears. Abilities. The True Longinus is a bladed spear that is capable of killing gods and Buddhas, having been initially used by Saint Longinus used to pierce Jesus Christ, which blessed the spear, making it one of the holiest relics in existence. Aside from gods, it is able to be used to kill devils, even powerful devils like Satan-class devils. Even without making direct contact, merely looking at the light released from the holy spear or causing it to shine upon devils is enough to inflict immense pain on them. The effect is said to be absolute even for part devils such as Vala Lucifer. It is also lethal to vampires and other creatures of darkness as a result of its holy abilities. The True Longinus can also create blades made up of holy power, which is powerful enough to vaporize both high-class and even ultimate-class devils with relative ease. In addition to this, it can release torrents of pure light from a distance, causing massive destruction on impact. Aside from its just holy abilities, it can extend and retract according to the wielder's will, seemingly without limit. It can shield its wielder against fatal attacks from power-type fighters such as Issei Hayadu and Sarorg Bale, as well as split powerful aura blasts using a single slash. As a unique feature of the holy relics, the True Longinus can break through seals. In Volume 9, it was revealed that the holy relics can drive believers of the Church insane. Even for non-believers, the influence of the holy spear is strong enough that merely gazing at it causes them to feel tense and suffocated, and it is said to be feared even by the seraphs of heaven. Befitting both the high-tier Longinus and the strongest Longinus, it has the potential to destroy the world. Forms. True Longinus Götterdämmerung. True Longinus Götterdämmerung, Turu Ranginusu Geddedemerungu, also known as the Holy Spear of the Pure White Knight, is the original balance breaker of the True Longinus. It has yet to be shown in the series. Polar Knight Longinus Chakravartin. Polar Knight Longinus Chakravartin, Pora Nato Ranginusu Shakuravarudin, also known as the Heavenly Ring Holy King Spear enveloped in brightness which brings the Polar Knight, is Cao Cao's subspecies balance breaker of the True Longinus, which creates 7 orbs called the 7 Treasures, Shippo, each having a different ability. The 7 orbs each have the same appearance, making it hard for the opponent to differentiate between which ability is going to be used by the wielder. The 7 abilities are as follows. Chakaratana, also known as the Will Treasure, has the ability to destroy weapons. Itaratana, also known as the Female Treasure, completely stops the special ability of women for a short time. Asaratana, also known as the Horse Treasure, has the ability to teleport a person the orb touches. It can also be used on Cao Cao himself, allowing him to teleport to the place of his choice. Manaratana, also known as the Pearl Treasure, has the ability to send an attack sent towards the user to another direction. Hataratana, also known as the elephant treasure, grants the wielder the ability to lift up what the orb touches. Gahapatarana, also known as the householder treasure, creates warrior-like existences and acts in the same way as Blade Blacksmith's balance breaker, Blade Knight Mass. Paranacaratana, also known as the general treasure, a strong attack with high destructive powers. The strongest ability of the 7. It seems to have some sort of restriction on how often it can be used. It was speculated that it needs some sort of requirement for activation. The first 4 abilities were shown in Volume 11, while the last 3 abilities were shown in Cao Cao's fight against Issei in Volume 12. According to Cao Cao, the Polar Knight Longinus Chakravartin was still incomplete as of Volume 12. In True Volume 3, Cao Cao stated that he managed to complete the tuning of Paranacaratana, thus completing his balance breaker. Truth Idea, Turusu Idea, also known as the brightness of supremacy, is a forbidden technique that is exclusive to the true Longinus, similar to the Juggernaut Drive, which Azazel referred to as the dying will of the God of the Bible. Also, like Juggernaut Drive, it requires a chant to activate it. The chant goes as follows. O spear, the true holy spear which pierces through God. Suck the ambition of the king of domination sleeping within me and pierce through the gap of blessing and destruction. You announce the will, and turn into a glow. According to Cao Cao, whatever effects released by Truth Idea depends on God's will, which dwells inside of the holy spear. Through absorbing the wielder's ambition and by responding to how strong their opponent is, it could cause several effects and miracles, which could grant absolute power to annihilate their opponent or a blessing that'll capture their hearts. In Volume 11, Valis surmised that Cao Cao couldn't control it since he didn't have much magic power to do so, and in Volume 12, he attempted to use it against Issei. However, God's will chose Issei's dream over Cao Cao's ambition. In Volume 21, during the Evil Dragon War, Cao Cao was successful in using Truth Idea to repel the armies of mass-produced evil dragons and plate males along with Apophis, one of the 3 strongest evil dragons who achieved Heavenly Dragon class power, who stated that it felt as if he'd lose consciousness if it continued and felt intense pain.
If you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later, bye bye.